You're listening to Me and Paranormal You with your host, Ryan Singer. It's more fun to believe. Third year bonus. Welcome to the program. You know, I'm going to tell you, you want to get me fired up, you try to talk down disclosure. I am so fired up right now. Welcome to the program. This is your buddy Ryan Singer. You're listening to the podcast Me and Paranormal You, formerly known as the Mindcast. I don't think people understood what that meant. People who maybe everybody people who got it, man. But people who didn't. You know what I mean? I want to talk a little bit about UFO disclosure tonight. My buddy Carolyn sent me a video I needed to watch. It's called Weaponized. It's a podcast interview show with George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell. They have the authors of Skinwalkers at the Pentagon and the new book, like DIA Secret UFO Program. It's a really long title. Anyway, they're talking about the book. I've got the books on order. That book will be here in like 2 days. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. These, officials in charge of the government, the largest acknowledged UFO research program that our government has ever conducted, ASOP, which is different than ATIP. Anyway, there's so many acronyms, it's impossible to keep track, and they do that on purpose. They do that on purpose to keep you confused, and also they run out of money and have to have a new name, so they have to have a new 7-letter name that kind of sounds like a weird word. Oh my God. The convolution, they make this so convoluted and so confusing. It's just simplify it. Shut up and simplify it. Here's the problem. I am so tired of the national defense argument. People are going to be like, you don't fully understand the implications of national defense. If our enemies had this technology that we have, they would use it against us, etc., etc. I am so tired of a fear-based mentality when it comes to the way we live our lives and the way we operate the world that we have built, that we are all in control of. You can see this fear play out in so many different ways in our interactions with our intimate relationships. I have a fear of being hurt or abandoned, so I will lash out at you. I'll be a dick to you, so you can't hurt me because I've hurt you first. Just blow that up onto a national scale, onto a geopolitical scale, identity politics, etc. All of these things apply. The same people who are upset about people wanting to use different pronouns are also the ones who are willing to pick up a gun or a knife immediately if they feel like someone that they identify with or that they identify the same as is being threatened or is being harmed. And, religion, race, culture, country, sexual identity, etc. It goes from micro to macro. It happens over and over and over again, and it plays itself out in politics, and especially with UFO and paranormal phenomena. Fear-based mentality. If the world, if the world is a bunch of nails, then there's no excuse but to be a hammer. If you're a hammer, the world is nails, I think is the way that is. And the United States is a hammer. Let's be honest. The United States has never been anything but the world's most aggressive hammer. When it comes to the UFO and UAP topic, I will not listen to national security as an excuse. If you've listened to this program before, you know that I believe that disclosure is, in fact, the biggest cause, is that the right word, that has ever been presented or faced humanity. Every single thing changes after disclosure is over and done with. And you know who doesn't want that? People who benefit from a current system. People who are war hawks. People who have bought into that, even though they are not war hawks, they still believe that national security is paramount. And that is one of the main themes. And by the way, this interview is incredible. It's really great. Episode 38 of Weaponized. It's on YouTube for free. You just have to watch all these stupid commercials that pop in all the time. But other than that, commercials, capitalism, whatever. I have commercials on this show too, so I'm going to relax on that one a little bit. I am on one right now because I got to tell you, there's very few things in life that get me as fired up as the disclosure issue and the reluctance and the pushback from disclosure from these government types, from these lifers, from these contractors, from these, top secret clearance type fellas, right? And ladies, but mostly fellas, let's be honest. National security is paramount, and I will not, it's the spy games. Everybody's always listening. Hey, listen, I'm over it. I am over it. You can call me naive. You can call me foolish. You can call me stupid. I don't care. Disclosure should happen now. It should have happened 70 years ago. It would have been a much probably different version of disclosure 70 years ago. But the point is, disclosure needs to happen now. Full disclosure. It is not privy information to the few who are, who seemingly have this idea that they're protecting everybody, right? They have this I'm in charge of keeping everybody safe. You're not in charge of keeping everybody safe. The universe is vast, ever expanding, apparently, and we're not alone in the universe. And it's not your job to decide if the rest of us get to see the evidence of such things. So take your national security argument, and you know what to do with it, as far as I'm concerned. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I haven't bought it, nor will I be purchasing it in the future. And listen, I don't think these are bad people. I don't think they're bad people at all. In fact, I think it's great what they're doing. They are releasing these books that have been approved by the DOD. We're talking about Dr. James Licatzi, and we're talking about Dr. Colm Kelleher. And they're great. They're great on this show. I like these guys. I do like them. But the national security line, right? And I get it. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to talk. They're not allowed to say everything. They believe in disclosure, clearly, even though they might say they don't, but they do because they're writing these books. And Corbell asked a great question where he says, don't you think this issue is bigger than national security and this? And they say yes, but national security is paramount. I'm so over it, dude. I'm so over it. Okay. Now, and I'll tell you why I'm over it, because my tax money funds all these programs. So I am invested. You are invested in these programs. You listening right now. Yeah, are you pointing at yourself? Yeah, that's you. Yeah, the one pointing at yourself. Is he talking about me? Yes, I'm talking about you. You pay taxes? Do you pay any taxes at all? Yeah, you fund UFO research, and you have funded UFO research for as long as you've been paying taxes, and as long as your parents have been paying taxes, and your grandparents have been. We are the ones who have made it possible for there to even be research done. We have funded it. But these private contractors have invested so much of their money in proprietary technology, blah, 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 blah. I don't give a shit about that. I don't give a shit if they're going to make a space-age toaster because they were able to reverse engineer one tiny component from a UFO that crashed in Roswell 70-plus years ago. I don't give a shit how much money they invested as contractors into the contract that they won that was bid out by the government. I don't care. I've invested all kinds of money in things that went kaputsy, that went oopsie daisies, upside downsies. I don't care. I don't care about that because none of those things I invested money in prevented the entirety of humanity from understanding our place in the universe. Do you understand what I'm saying here, right? You get it. I mean, you're listening to this show, which means you get it. And you know I get fired up when people are trying to prevent disclosure. But people just don't understand the real threats, the nuance, and the multifaceted threats of national security and the dangers that come with disclosure. We'll deal with that. It's not for just the privy. It's not privileged information. It's treated as privileged information. It is not privileged information. I'm going to start taxing the government to fund my own UFO research programs. I'm never paying taxes again, dude. Are you kidding me? Funding wars and UFO research that I don't get to see and wars that I don't want to be a part of, I am never... I'll pay taxes because I don't want to go to jail, but this is bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? It's bullshit. What would John Keel have to say about all this? Over 200,000 different UFOs. Apparently, there's a huge database. Lakatsky says... I think I'm saying that name. Did I say that name? Yeah. Lakatsky says that if you want to know how many different types of UFOs there are, all you have to do is just imagine every car you've ever driven by is different. So every UFO is, as in his words, quote, dissimilar. Unless there's multiple lights appearing in the sky at the same time, those potentially could be replica craft. But all other UFOs, there's so many of them, and they're all different. And what does that mean? And why are they different? And he does say something interesting. It's like people aren't asking the right questions. So that's interesting. So we're going to think about that. And what questions should you ask? And Corbell does a good job of trying to ask those questions. So does George Knapp. But guess what? They're not allowed to answer them. Because in the interests of national security. Which, you know how I feel about that. So over 200,000 different physical UFO crafts have been potentially identified. What would John Keel think about that when it comes to the paraphysical nature of UFOs, and that most UFOs are not real crafts just because they've been spotted, captured, photographed, detected, and measured, I suppose doesn't make them real. This is a difficult one for me to wrap my brain around. I would really love to know what John Keel would say about all this. And maybe by the time I finish all of his books, I'd have a better understanding of what he might say about it. Yes, we see these crafts. Yes, we document them on video, on photograph, on radar, on sonar, whatever else. But that doesn't mean that they're actually there. They are a manifestation of energy. Maybe it's temporal. Is that a word? A temporary form, a temporary state that they are occupying energetically. And their vibration changes, appears as a ship, anything they want. So why are there so many accounts, according to Lakatsky and Kelleher? So why do why is Lukatsky and Dr. Kelleher, why are they saying that there's all these documented cases that UFOs are threats to human safety and people dying, and they're talking about I think it's Kasari in Brazil, for years and years being tormented and tortured, seemingly by UFOs. Radiation sickness is mimicked. The symptoms of radiation sickness are mimicked in people who have close encounters with UFOs. Oftentimes, they say it's a wrong place, wrong time. I'm not trying to give you the footnotes of this because I think it's definitely worth an hour and 45 minutes of your time to watch this. I got so fired up that I had to pause it because I had to come in here and start recording because I just got so fired up. Because I wanted to start the disclosure party. I think probably now is the perfect time to start the disclosure party. I should file the paperwork. Get on LegalZoom.com. File some paperwork for I don't even. How do you start a political party? And it's not political. It's an apolitical party. It's a humanity party. Right? I mean, that's what it is. It's a humanity party. But what would John Keel have to say about all these, about the nuts and bolts of all of this? Chapter 5 of his book is entitled The Grand Deception, if that gives you any idea about what he might say. The secret of the flying saucers was exposed in 1896, not by the phenomena itself, but by the hidden patterns now revealed in UFO activity of a single week that November. The pattern was a classic of carefully planned confusion and deception. Thanksgiving week, 1896. Now, before we go into that, and if we do go into it, I've marked a few passages here as I continue to barrel through this book. It is so good. He talks about the patterns of deception. It's all about these airships and these mysterious inventors. It's a tale as old as time. It's actually not. It's a fascinating unfolding on what has happened here. But let me just skip ahead here, if I may. Okay, so they're talking about a specific tactic, right, of the perpetrators of the phenomena itself, the great intelligences or great intelligence behind the UFO phenomena, the flaps, as Keel would call them, in late 19th century and onward. In hundreds of modern UFO events, we have repetitions of this tactic, which I call the press agent game. In these events, small, dark-skinned, dark-eyed gentlemen appear in an area immediately before or immediately after a flying saucer flap. These cases are not widely known and have been poorly investigated because the hardcore cultists have found it impossible to reconcile such seemingly normal beings with extraterrestrial visitants. Striking examples of the press agent game can be found in the religious and occult lore, going back thousands of years. Weeks before the birth of Christ, 3 dark-skinned men with Oriental features. This is an old book, 1970s. Please remember that I'm reading from the book. Features arrived in, we don't really use that description anymore. Features arrived in King Herod's court. They were obviously men of wealth and breeding, just like our mysterious inventor. He's referencing an inventor who claims to have invented the airship, which is flying around, that people are saying. There's 2 different occasions of airship sightings. Oh, shit, my bookmark just fell out. I have to find that. Basically, what he's saying is someone comes in and is a patsy. Okay, I guess I can jump ahead to that part, but Keel is giving you historical examples of the same thing, of a similar thing happening. Let me see if I can just get to the meat and potatoes of it. I've got all of these bookmarks in here. I got to go through all of them. He jumps ahead and he goes on to say the events of 1909, 1930, these are all UFO flaps, airship. These are all airship sightings, all kinds of things, are crucial to our overall understanding of the phenomenon. They provide vital links to the long and tangled chain that we are trying to unravel. These early reports are especially meaningful because they were written as human interest items and routine news stories long before the appearance of the UFO controversy or before any government had issued a denial. It didn't always used to be this way, is what Keel is saying. So let's get to this is the real. I gave you a little bit of the meat and potatoes. Let's give you the banana pudding with vanilla wafers. Keel writes, "Here is my theory." Let me put my glasses on for this part. Here is my theory. Sometime in the fall of 1909, Mr. Wallace E. Tillinghast, he was the mysterious inventor, by the way, one of the most prominent and reputable members of his community with a track record as an inventor, was approached by a man or a group of men who offered to take him for a ride in a marvelous new, quote, secret aircraft. Mr. Tillinghast was a man of science, and he was far too curious to reject such an opportunity. He went to an isolated field and climbed aboard the machine he found there. His hosts kept their promise and flew him around the countryside, perhaps even to Boston back. He made big claims because they were in New York City, like, I fly to Boston and back in my new airship that I've invented, but I can't show you yet, but I will show you at some time in the future. And then all these lights were showing up in the sky all over the place, right? And everyone just assumed it was this guy in his airship because he said it was. Okay, back to Keel. When they landed again, the pilots of the machine offered a proposition to Mr. Tillinghast. Again, this is his theory. They struck a bargain, parenthetically, he writes, which they had no intentions of keeping. And perhaps they offered him a large interest in the profits from their flying machine, provided he did exactly as they ordered during the next few months. They explained that they needed a responsible, respectable man to front for them while they ironed the bugs out of their invention. They appealed to his ego, saying that they were interested only in giving their airship to the world and that they didn't care if he took full credit for it. After the machine was fully tested, they promised they would turn it over to him, and he could make all the arrangements for the manufacturing more of them. He could also claim full credit for inventing it. They, the real inventors, would happily remain behind the scenes. Mr. Tillinghast accepted this proposition, as per Keel's theory here. Visions of glory dancing in his brain. The machine had been proven to him. He was convinced of the reality of the trip he had taken. When reports of mystery airplanes started to filter into the press in early December, his mysterious friends called upon him and told him that it was time to disclose the existence of the invention. Tillinghast dutifully appeared before reporters, revealed he had already made a number of flights, and that the invention would be fully unveiled at an appropriate time in the near future. We can only guess at the contents of the shed on the Guff estate. Perhaps it was completely unrelated to the whole business. There was some business about a mysterious Guff. The guy owned the phone company. He had this big building on his property. It was guarded by all these people. He was loosely connected to Tillinghast. People wonder if there's a spaceship in there, I think is what Keel's saying. Or perhaps it housed special communications equipment supplied by the Morgan Telephone Company for the real airship inventors. Mr. Morgan also had a known interest in aviation. He might have also been approached by them and was involved in the same deal as Tillinghast. In conclusion, this is what he writes. Whatever the case, thousands of people throughout New England observed UFO-type phenomena that Christmas week, and most believed that they were watching the wonderful invention of a local man. The objects flew orderly patterns over specific geographic points and performed maneuvers which automatically ruled out convenient natural explanations. Morgan and Tillinghast were never given the promised model to back up their earlier claims. Like so many of the modern UFO contactees, they were used. And then they just kind of quietly went into the night after that, I suppose, right? And people forgot about it. Maybe he was a crazy guy. He was a kooky. Or maybe he just carried on with his reputable life as a trusted member of the town and city and society. I love that. Such a big component of things back when. Let's take a quick break. We're going to throw in some commercials here. Remember, you can get commercial-free episodes, 30-year bonuses, interviews, etc. Patreon.com/Ryan Singer. Did you catch the live stream last night? I can't wait to share the big news about the Paranormal Carnival with you. Well, that news is going to be coming soon. Other big things in the pipeline. Lots of projects, lots of potentialities happening all around us all the time. Patreon.com/Ryan Singer. Sometimes you get a little heads up. You get a little hat tip over there. You get some secrets that I don't give out on the main feed. So any patrons listening to this can attest. And I'm back. So far, no interruptions from our guests, which I appreciate. They're doing it. As soon as I bring that up, they're trying to knock on the door and get in. We're talking about disclosure. We're talking about how I am an ardent supporter of full, immediate disclosure. National security be damned, as far as I'm concerned. We're not children. We are, some of us are children, right? Most of us are not. Well, actually, I don't know the census number. I don't know the percentage of children at any given time on the planet, but a large percentage of us are not children. And children could handle this better than adults. Children already know aliens are real. Give me a break. You tell a kid aliens are real, they're going to look at you and go, no doy. And because this chid was from 1987 saying no doy to the grown-up government official who disclosed to him that aliens were real and walking amongst us. Wowzers. Wowzers. We're not children. We can handle it. We don't need to worry about national security. Enough already. Open source, open it up. Open the books, open the file cabinets. Every government in the world, unlock the file cabinets, post the databases on the World Wide Web. Let's see what happens. I am a disclosure anarchist, it turns out, I guess is what it sounds like. You just don't understand how, complicated the national security issue really. I'm tired. I'm on the keto diet. I'm hungry. I want ice cream. I'm agitated easily because I don't have sugar anymore in my life. Give me disclosure or give me sugar, right? And good news is they're already doing the give you sugar part. Everywhere and everything. Sugar's in mustard. Mustard's not good. I'm here to tell you that ketchup is not good and mustard is not good. You know what is good? Sugar's good. And mustard, bad. Sugar mustard, pretty good. Okay. That's just truth. I come here, you come to this program because you know you're going to hear truth, right? You know you're going to hear me talk about the truth all the time. What do John Keel think about mustard? What do you think? It's a paracon, it's like a paraphysical condiment. I can't recommend Operation Trojan Horse enough as I continue to read this book late into the night, into the early mornings as I try to. Did I just sell a baseball card? Oh wait, what just happened? Sorry, I got a vibration on. Oh yeah, okay. One of my guys, I got a bunch of baseball cards for this kid who's a rookie, and he's in the playoffs, and he had a big game tonight. So I imagine I'm going to be getting a lot of offers on these. I got about 5 cards of this kid. Anyway, Rai Singh, I think is, if you like baseball cards, you can find me, Dr. Superfractor on Instagram. There's a link on my regular Instagram. Did you watch the live stream last night? Yeah, I'm in the future, so I don't know, but I know that we got something fucking rad at Poasttown Elementary School. Thank you for watching. If you did, if you were there, if you joined me, and my buddy Eric, and I don't know who else might pop in, but I will say this. Thank you also for watching The Supernatural. If you watch that and sharing it and liking it, please share it. Anyone who likes stand-up comedy, I think they'll like the special because, I've been doing stand-up comedy for over 20 years and I'm pretty good at it. So I know how to, tell jokes and make people laugh. And, it's what I love to do the most. Although, I mean, would you give it all up to just be able to see one full body apparition or actually see a Bigfoot or see the inside of a UFO? I mean, you can't ask me questions like that. But I am you. Why would I ask me that? You know what I mean? Why would I put myself in such a situation where I had to choose such things? Okay. Now, Latatsky says we're not asking the right questions. And maybe we're not asking the right questions. Maybe instead of asking, why do we not have disclosure? Maybe I should be asking, why do we have disclosure? Or, I said that wrong. Instead of asking, why don't we have disclosure, I should be asking, why do we have cover-up? Why do we have closure? Is it closure? Unclosure? Why do we have closure? Why do we have cover-up instead of disclosure? And what am I missing? You just don't truly understand, how serious the national security threat could be from our enemies if they had this technology. Okay, so I get that. I hear that. And to me, I'm using this phrase wrong, and I don't care, but it's water under the bridge to me. I could care less about it, meaning I pay no mind to it, okay? I'm not interested in it. But why should we have cover-up and closure? And maybe that's the thought experiment that needs to happen. And I got to tell you, I'm not really thinking of a reason. Is humanity on the brink of full-blown implosion? If wide-scale... God damn it, dude. I just realized this. I don't know why. God, is this really the answer? Is this the answer? Did I just finally come to the understanding of what this is all about? And I'm sure other people have made this correlation. Am I just now getting to this after 10 years of this podcast almost? The ancient mystery schools, esoteric knowledge, was reserved for those who were able to use it and able to handle it. It was a select few. It was hidden. It was occult, hidden from the surface, hidden from the masses, because the masses were not prepared to understand all of. And Latatsky fucking talks about this in the interview. He hints at it, and we don't pull the thread, or maybe they do at the very end of the interview. To be fair, I haven't listened to every second of it yet. I have to listen to the very last part. I just got too fired up, so I had to start recording. He talks about the human potential and how we don't understand the human potential. And we talk about that all the time, and we know what human potential could be. And it's unlimited. And we talk about people we know, like, whether you want to, I mean, I'm getting on one right now because I'm talking so fast. Like, I just smoked mind meth, right? This is like mind meth, idea meth. Like when you get like, oh God, I got it. I fucking figured it out, man. I figured it out. Diner Dan, get some hash browns on the grill. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say what it is. UFO closure, the secret UFO knowledge is the new esoteric ancient mystery school knowledge, right? Okay, there it is. There it is. That's the hidden fucking esoteric mysteries of the fucking universe, right? It used to be alchemy. Now it's UFO technology, right? Because it's fucking universally bending. It bends reality. It transcends our known laws of physics. It is everything that magic wants to be and already is and has been. It is alchemy. UFO secrets, the advanced technology that is so beyond the human mind's current understanding generally, is the secret advanced knowledge that can unlock true human potential, or could be, and this is why they close it up, the destruction of humanity in a once and for all kind of big bang in reverse kind of situation. So you hear this a lot when people are talking about ancient esoteric knowledge, the secrets of true human potential, that one has to be hungry for transcendence or evolving. They have to seek and they will find. It won't just be given to them, right? And this is what I'm fucking talking about here. This is the problem. This is the same mentality. UFO information is the new secret school hidden knowledge. Where's magical manly P. Hall when you need him to really break this down in a way that it makes good sense? Seek and you shall find, with the right security clearance, my friend, and a skiff close by. Skiff, I don't know, what does that stand for? I'm sure it's an acronym. Government loves acronyms. I'm not anti-government, but the government loves an acronym like I love a milkshake or a glass of nog. I'll tell you, enough with the acronym. Like, what is it? I mean, I guess I kind of like acronyms too. Shit. I came full circle on that one real fast. So that's the reason we don't disclose, because this information is too powerful for everyone to be able to handle. Everybody couldn't be building their own anti-gravity machines in their house. What if everybody was telepathically communicating with each other? Well, I just had this really bad image in my mind, actually, when I said that, where it was everyone just kind of, I snap my fingers, and then everybody instantly can read everyone else's mind. Everyone would think they went batshit crazy, and that might be chaos. That could be actually full blown chaos for a while. Actually, maybe a few weeks, full blown chaos. If that happened, I'm not going to Thanos that. So don't worry. But maybe that's the reason. And instead of having to be a member of the Freemasons or the Rosicrucians or any of these others, old secret esoteric societies, you have to be a member of the intelligence community. Oh, isn't that funny? Isn't that funny that we call it the intelligence community? And by we, I mean they call themselves the intelligence community. I mean, have you Can we talk about that? Can we roast the intelligence community for just a second? Oh, who doesn't have to tell you how great they are? People who are great. My buddy David Perdue told me that. We were having a drive years ago from Atlanta to Cincinnati, I believe. He was working with me at Go Bananas Comedy Club. And he said, great people don't have to speak to their greatness because other people will do that for them, right? So the intelligence community has named themselves the intelligence community. Does that smell of anything? Maybe a desperate need to be considered intelligent? And it's like, yeah, you have intelligence, right? And then you gather intelligence. You are intelligence who has intelligence and gathering intelligence. Okay, how many different ways can we use the word intelligence, right? It's just, we love it. We love it in the intelligence community. Just the word intelligence itself. It's starting to lose meaning, which I like. And I feel like if I keep saying it, I'm going to be a little fucking high. And I don't mind, okay? But here's the thing. Having a bunch of information about what another government is doing, it doesn't make you smarter than other people. It doesn't make you more intelligent. You know what makes you intelligent is problem solving, emotional intelligence, right? High levels of empathy. I would argue that makes you intelligent. So you know who should be called the intelligence community? Fucking spiritual workers. I am going to start calling holistic practitioners the intelligence community. Oh, was that the laugh of someone who just went mad? Did you hear that? It sounded like I finally just said, fuck it, and walked across the line. That's a madman's laugh. A mad person's laugh. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Because I'm mad. Holistic spiritual practitioners, the woo-woo wild ones, are now the intelligence community. And I'm going to call the intelligence community the shh, don't tell nobody community. Shh, the shush community. Oh, I got a secret. I'm a spy. I got a secret. Who's this? I have a couple secrets because I'm a spy. Why are you telling me you're a spy? Because I got a secret. Okay, so you have a secret. Is it your secret? Oh, I can't tell you. Well, I can't say yes or no to that. I can just let you know that I have a secret, but I can't say it's mine or it's not mine. I can't speak to that. Okay, so you're a spy who has a secret of the unknown origin and or belonging to. Can you give me a hint about what the secret might be about? Oh, it's a secret, though. It's a secret. I can't tell you because I'm a spy. Okay, I get it. I'm done with this character. Secret Spy Secret. That's your name. Secret Spy Secret. That's who I am. Okay, yes, you are Secret Spy Secret. So get out of here. It should have been Spy Secret Spy, but it's Secret Spy Secret. Yes, yeah, I got your name. Secret Spy Secret. I have a secret. I know you have a secret. Please, I'm trying to do a podcast here. Is that a secret? No, it is not a secret. This has devolved into what can only be described as my greatest 30-year bonus ever. Lord, have, Zeus Almighty, I don't know what to tell you. The intelligence community is now the Secret Spy Secret community, and the holistic practitioner community will now be the intelligence community. That's the big takeaway from today's program. Also, UAP knowledge is the new secret schools, the secret, esoteric underground mystery schools are now the DIA or the top level security, top secret. Secret? Just every time I say secret doesn't mean you have to show up. Secret Spy Secret. Please. It's like these characters are my children, I've just let them run wild. They're feral. No discipline. They have no discipline. They don't hit their cues. They just come in whenever they want, Hey, man, it's Todd. Will you watch Secrets by Secret for me? Yeah, man, I love Secrets by Secret, man. Thank you, Todd. Keep Secrets by Secret away from me. Oh shit, man. Maybe that was the gone crazy laugh. Maybe that was it right there. Okay, we're wrapping this up. I'm done. I'm done in this business. I'm done in this. Oh. Is that a good reason for disclosure to not happen? Because this information is so next level that human beings on a grand scale aren't ready for it. That is the exact same reason why the Electoral College exists, which is such bullshit. Exact reason, okay, maybe I'm stretching the parameters of what the word exact means in this particular comparison, but this idea that certain knowledge, absolute truth, or enlightening truth, and truth which leads to enlightenment or expanded self-awareness and capabilities and the increasing of one's personal power, that it shouldn't be given to everyone, that everyone should not have access to it, it's not even laughable. It's criminal. And I am a proponent of disclosure across the board in this kind of way. So regardless if UFO and UAP and whatever knowledge is potentially explosive to the reactions and the interactions that it will cause widespread throughout humanity, I am a disclosure anarchist, and I say, let the cat out of the bag. Let's see what happens. Because it is not privileged information. And that's going to do it. So thanks for listening to the meltdown, the breakdown, and the actual, some good. I just believe in disclosure, and I'm not going to apologize for that. So push. Forward. Bigfoot is real. I don't care if the Colorado video was bullshit. Not a bad suit. How many of those are you going to see at Halloween? More than a few. But thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, because I got to tell you, I had a hoot. I've got announcements coming soon. I've got, the Goofball Run. I'm doing a tour with my buddies Gilbert Lowand, Dave Stone, Jeff Tate. The four of us are hitting dates. Tickets go on sale Friday, which is tomorrow. There will be a website up, and I'll be linking and all that good stuff. We're going to do about 2 weeks of shows. We're hitting, the South all the way up into Denver area, like Fort Collins, I think is the last show. God, I haven't been to Fort Collins in a while. So looking forward to that. We're doing like Fort Collins, Cheyenne, Biloxi, Bryan, Texas. We're doing Trinidad, Colorado. And if you know anything about me and you listen to this program, there's something pretty close to Trinidad that I'm a part of. And it's a cattle mutilation documentary that I'm currently editing, along with The Bridge that I'm also editing. Great stuff. Working on all kinds of things. And more to tell you later. I'm going to Florida this weekend. I'm going back to Bill and Carolyn's. And I'll be there for, I don't know how many days. Probably anywhere from 4 to 5 days. For a project that I'll tell you about sometime in the future. So, that's a big trip for me. Going back to the place where it all happened. This will be the 3rd time I've been back. So, I love you. I hope you love yourself. And if I don't see you at a show in December, or at a live stream, I hope to see you at the watering hole on the astral plane.